Look around. There's a storm tearing through everything you built, everything you believed in. Nationalism is not just rising, it's exploding like wildfire, burning bridges and smashing walls that took decades to build. If that doesn't send a jolt of anger right through your veins, you're not paying attention. This sudden surge of us versus them isn't just some political trend. It's the enemy of every founder, every investor, every visionary who's ever bet their future on something bigger than borders. Feel that frustration? That gnawing sense that the world is shrinking while your ambitions scream louder? Good. Hold on to it. Because that fire inside you, the rage against division, the refusal to settle for fragmented futures, that's exactly what can shatter the chains nationalism wants to throw around us all. Here's the brutal truth. Nationalism isn't born out of some abstract idea. It's fed by fear, insecurity, failure to connect. It grows when people lose sight of the bigger picture. When systems fail to deliver equality or freedom, everyone retreats to the safety of their tribe. But that tribe mentality kills progress. It suffocates innovation. It fences in identity and drowns out the voices that could rewrite the rules. But here's the secret you rarely hear. The rise of nationalism isn't an unstoppable damnation. It's a challenge, a test, a call for those who refuse to be boxed in by flags and borders to rise, to move beyond the limits of tribe and nation, to build something new, something alive, sprawling, and unstoppable. Stop waiting for governments or institutions that were never designed to solve this. Your next move isn't lobbying a parliament or joining another party line group. It's breaking free from those labels completely. Founders and visionaries like you stand at a crossroads. Keep feeding the system that's choking global integration, or become the architects of something radically different. Here's exactly how to grab back control. Step 1. Burn the old playbook. Nationalism relies on rules written for fear and control. You don't serve their flags, their histories, or their narratives. You serve the mission of connection, real, raw, across every border, every language, every currency. Remember, the world you want doesn't need you to fit. It needs you to create. Step 2. Build your own network, fierce and unparalleled. You're sitting on relationships waiting to be ignited. Founders, investors, disruptors who get it. Form alliances that don't just talk about change, but execute it daily. This isn't social media noise. This is synergy. Collective power manifesting as dynamic, borderless collaboration. You know the difference. Stop settling for shallow connections. Step 3. Challenge every illusion hammered into us since birth. That nations are the ultimate authority, that borders define who you can work with or dream about. Rewrite that story. Operate with strategic globalization. That means thinking sooner, acting farther, investing smarter. Not by erasing borders, but by transcending them. If your venture or vision is stuck because of some passport or protectionist policy, find the creative edge that turns that obstacle into fuel. Step 4 is brutal but essential. Demand a new kind of meritocracy, one that tears down old hierarchies built on legacy or identity and rewards raw, relentless drive and results. Nationalism clings to outdated power because it's easier than facing a world where influence is constantly earned, lost, and contended with. Don't give an inch to the old guard. Inch to your capital, your influence, your talent. Channel all of it to break through work that doesn't just survive nationalism, but outworks and outplays it relentlessly. And here's a raw, emotional truth. If you're drowning in frustration watching borders close, watching ideas die because they don't fit in, it's because the world you want hasn't been built yet. That void, that's your battlefield. Stop blaming the system. Step into the space it left empty. Be the pulse that refuses to be silenced. Find those who share this hunger. Not the many, but the few who refuse to settle for fragmented futures. Weave them into a relentless network of power and purpose. You cannot rebuild the world alone, but you can rewrite the rulebook with a handful of the right people. This is where the rise of nationalism meets its first true fierce opponent. Remember, freedom is not given. It's taken, not through rebellion alone, but through relentless reconstruction. through forging new realities that render nationalism irrelevant, because it will have nothing to hold on to. Each step you take toward this is a declaration. No one owns your identity, your ambition, your influence. You choose. You break the inherited chains and demand a space where individuality breeds innovation, where diverse minds converge not as rivals, but as partners. Imagine a world defined not by walls or flags, but by shared missions and ruthless pursuit of progress. Not by who owns the land, but who owns the future. Nationalism's roar may be loud, but it's brittle, fueled by fear. Your network, your vision, that's unbreakable, fueled by courage. So stop feeling powerless. That anger, that frustration, it's war paint. Put it on and march forward. Gather those rare few who see beyond the illusion of nationalism and use your collective power to forge an unstoppable movement. The world isn't ending. It's calling for rebirth. That rebirth starts with you, with now. Transcend the chaos. Dismantle the walls in your mind and actions. Create strategic bridges of collaboration that make nationalism irrelevant. Because true globalization isn't a promise. It's a demand fulfilled by those who refuse to be prisoners of old systems. Rise together. Build smarter. Think global. Act relentless. The future isn't held by nations. It's shaped by the bold who dare to claim it. Beyond borders, beyond fear, beyond tribes. This is the fight worth every ounce of your fire. Do not let nationalism win. Take control. Connect the few who will free the many, and let global integration explode, not as a dream, but as a revolution. This is the moment. Grab it.